Winter is not over yet, but my next guest claims there is no such thing as bad weather. She believes the best childhood memories are actually created outside, rain or shine. Linda McGurk is a Swedish-American journalist who was surprised when she moved to the U.S. at how little time children spend outside. The empty playgrounds in winter were a stark contrast to how she was raised. She even wrote a book to help us get our kids outside more. Linda is joining us from Sweden. Hello, Linda. How are you?
Hi, I am great. How are you?
I'm great as well, and I'm so excited to be chatting with you about this. I'm going to go for brownie points up front because last week it was actually a mild, I don't know, 40 degrees. It was 6:30 at night, and my kids were dead set on having a picnic outside. It was a Wendy's day, so we grabbed our drive-through grub. We spread out a blanket in the backyard, and we braved the temperature. It didn't last very long, but this idea of getting outside even when conditions aren't right, or getting outside even when it's freezing cold, why are you so passionate about that push?
I love that your kids wanted to have a picnic outside in the winter. It's a great example of something that you can do outside, regardless of the season. I mean, really. And I just grew up that way. I was raised in Sweden, and here, being outdoors is part of a philosophical lifestyle, really. We call it friluftsliv. It loosely translates to open air life, and it's a sort of lifestyle that revolves around connecting with nature in everyday life, regardless of where you live. And it's more than just outdoor recreation. It's about developing this sort of deep, sort of almost like a spiritual connection with nature. And it works as an antidote to this sort of frenzied modern lifestyle that a lot of us have. And nature is also seen as an essential part of a good childhood. So we have this habit of getting outside on a daily basis, not just kids, but adults as well.
Yeah.
And it starts already in infancy with babies napping outside in their prams. Just from when they're just a few weeks old, and even in the wintertime. And we have this motto, there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing, and we kind of live by that. Yeah.
Well, you think about it, the best core childhood memories happen outside. And I probably don't need to tell you this, but I can look at just a landscape, this is kind of lame to say, but just a landscape of an outdoor scene, and those breaths start to feel a little bit more deep and measured, right? Let's talk about then how we can get our kids outside more. You say it starts by checking the basic need boxes.
Yes. Well, I think first of all, I think it's important for adults to sort of model an excitement about being outside and going outside, even when the weather is not perfect. Because our attitudes really rub off on our kids. If we, start talking about, it's so cold or it's rainy, then the kids are going to pick up on that. Being positive about it, and then also, yes, definitely meeting those basic needs. If you have young kids, make sure that they're potty before going outside. Obviously, being well fed, and maybe most importantly, dressed for the occasion.
Yeah, you talked about that philosophy, no bad weather, just bad clothing. And that's a big part of it. I mean, it sounds like a basic point, but really that's huge, right? If both you and your child are dressed to sustain the elements.
Yes, it is. Because, the moment your kid gets cold or wet, they're not going to want to stay outside anymore. So layering in the winter is key. And having an outer shell that protects against the elements, definitely important. And I think a lot of parents sort of forget to think about their own clothing and go out there and jeans, which is like the worst thing you can wear outside. So you need to think about your own layering too.
Yeah,
definitely.
I've got a quick 1 minute. I want to ask you about this idea of routine. You say the more outdoor time is part of our time, the easier it becomes, right? It becomes like brushing your teeth, right? Or combing your hair. You say outdoor time should be part of our everyday.
Yes, definitely. Make it part of your family culture. Even if all you can fit in the beginning is 15 minutes, I bet it's going to grow on you.
Sure.
So start with baby steps if you think it's hard to fit in the time, and also try to think about what's available near you. Uh, Remember that it doesn't have to be like an epic hike. You can do bigger things like on the weekends, but like during the week, weekdays, do what's easy.
Which sometimes can take patience all itself, right? Like it could take me 15 minutes to get ready to go outside for 15 minutes, but I think embracing this attitude and the benefits you described helps that effort feel worth it. Linda, where can we get more advice from you about how to winter the Scandinavian way?
Well, first of all, from my book, of course, and then I also have a blog, rainorShineMama.com, and that's mama with 2 M's.
Okay.
So I share a lot of tips and advice on there.
We'll meet you there. Thanks for the encouragement to embrace what is and enjoy it. Be excited about it.
Thank you.